What if the conflict between the United States and Venezuela is not really about democracy? What if democracy is only the language used to justify something much deeper? What if the real issue is power, influence, and strategic control? And the consequences go far beyond Venezuela. The United States says its actions toward Venezuela are about restoring democracy and fighting corruption and crime. Venezuela's government says this is foreign interference and a violation of sovereignty. Both sides use strong words, but words are not the core of this conflict. Interests are. Let's start with geography and resources. Venezuela holds some of the largest oil reserves on the planet. Oil is not just energy, it is leverage. It shapes prices, alliances, and political influence. Any major power cares deeply about who controls energy flows and who sets the rules. This alone makes Venezuela strategically important. Now look at power competition. Venezuela has built ties with countries that openly challenge U.S. global influence. This turns an internal crisis into part of a much larger geopolitical rivalry. From this perspective, democracy is not the driver. It is the framing. It helps policies sound legitimate, both at home and abroad. That does not mean democracy is irrelevant, but it is not the main reason this conflict exists or escalates. This conflict does not stay in Venezuela. First, energy markets react. Even small changes in Venezuelan oil production can affect global supply, prices, and energy security for many countries. Second, international law is under pressure. When powerful states act unilaterally, others begin to question whether sovereignty still protects weaker nations. That uncertainty spreads. Countries start hedging. They diversify alliances. They prepare for instability. Third, global blocs harden. Some states align more closely with Washington. Others see an opportunity to challenge U.S. leadership. Venezuela becomes a symbol, not just a country. This is not about choosing sides. It is about precedent. If democracy can be invoked selectively to justify pressure or intervention, then any state could be next under the right conditions. Smaller countries are watching carefully. So are rising powers. What happens in Venezuela helps define how power is exercised in the international system. One scenario is prolonged stagnation. No clear resolution. Economic pressure continues. Migration increases. Regional instability grows. Another scenario is negotiation. A managed transition with external guarantees and limited de-escalation. This requires restraint and trust that currently does not exist. The most dangerous scenario is escalation. If major powers deepen their involvement, Venezuela could become a pressure point in a wider global confrontation. None of these outcomes are clean. All of them have global costs. So the real question is not whether democracy matters. The real question is why democracy is invoked only in certain conflicts and at certain moments. Who decides when democracy justifies intervention? And who pays the price when it does? If you want context beyond headlines, subscribe. This is Context of Power.